Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And in this video, it's spring, which means people are spring cleaning out their attics, their basement, their garages, their storage, aunt's house, grandma's house, grandpa's house, uncle's houses, getting cleaned out, which means garage sale, which means thrifting, which means retro hunting. And that's what we're gonna do in this video, is show some stuff that I have found over the past few months during the winter while I was out retro hunting. Let's just take a look at some of this stuff and see what kind of goodies I found. Okay, so before I start, I do want to mention, I don't have much, if any, footage, and I'll explain towards the end of the video. But yeah, let's just crack into it. The first thing here is a stack of VIC-20 games. This is actually something that really surprised me. There was a guy on the Facebook Marketplace that posted he had a bunch of Commodore games for sale. I have Home Babysitter, Alien, Jupiter Lander, Radar Rat Race. I've actually been looking for this one. I hear it's actually one of the better VIC-20 games. Another Radar Rat Race. What are the differences? I mean, they both have the same VIC 1910 on it, but one's silver and one's a white label. I wonder if there's like a revision difference or something. Ooh, something else too. PCBs are a little bit different. Might have to try those. I have Avenger, Mole Attack, another Jupiter Lander. This again. That other one was what? White label? Nope. They're both silver labeled. But again, the PCBs are a little bit different. I might have to test all of these. This one still has the plastic on it. Ooh, that means this one's mint. Anyway, The Sky is Falling, Raid on Fort Knox. Again, this is another one I see on like lists of like top VIC-20 games. Like I think it's like top 20 or top 30 VIC-20 games. So yeah, another copy of Avenger and Cosmic Cruncher. Now I do want to mention real quick, there's actually 5 more VIC-20 games I'm not showing because I got those in a separate retro hunt. Unfortunately, they were in a box that was out in a garage for a while, and there's some corrosion on the pins here, and there's some nastiness on the labels and the cartridges. I don't know if they're going to clean up at all. That's going to be a separate video. In fact, I actually want to clean those up, test them, and test all of these and all my other VIC-20 games to make sure if they work. That's going to be a separate video. In fact, that might be a video I do pretty soon because it's a lot of VIC-20 games I can't wait to play. Let's keep going. I should also mention I found one more C64 game, Webster the Word Game. So I actually found this at that variety store that's in my hometown, and it was the only Commodore 64 game there. Everything else was Atari 2600 stuff that she finally got in, and some other stuff that's going to be the next thing here. But yeah, one Commodore 64 game. I've never heard of it. It's from CBS Software from 1984. I don't know if it works yet. I haven't tried it yet. Again, that's going to be I'll test it in a video at some point. Speaking of Atari, I found some games. So I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video. I think I might have. But she bought a Atari lot that didn't come with an Atari, just came with the games, and there's a whole bunch of games. Unfortunately, a lot of them I actually did have. So I actually had to take a picture of my current library and make sure I got ones I didn't have. And this is really all she had that I didn't have. Everything else was either like 40 copies of River Raid and Outlaw. There was a couple Pitfalls, like 30 copies of Dragster. It's just one of those kind of things. So anyway, Canyon Bomber. I love these earlier Atari artworks because they're not indicative of the game at all, but God, it's really neat artwork. Battle Zone. This one's silver labeled. I don't know if that matters. I mean, I know there's some Atari aficionados that kind of go nuts over certain label variants. From 1983, don't know if that means anything, but I think I've actually played Battle Zone. I think it was on one of the flashbacks. We have Telegames number 27. So these were for the Sears Televideo Atari 2600 clone, basically. It's identical to the Atari, just a Sears rulebook on it. And they actually put numbers on their cartridges. I think I have I have 1 or 2 more up there. But yeah, this is Telegames, including shooting gallery, planes, submarines, and ships. 1 or 2 players. There's no end label. I might have to see if I can make one. Okay, I want to mention something real quick. As I've been getting these, they've all been put into like a big box so that I can do a video like this. So I kind of have been forgetting all I've gotten. Telegames 50. I knew I had another one. Anyway, this is the Pong series, including hockey, pong, soccer, volleyball, and basketball, used with paddle controllers. This one actually says Pong Sports. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to make that mistake a few times. Frogger. I already had this one actually, my dad did anyway, but the label was long gone. In fact, the only reason why I knew it was Frogger was because when I was playing with the Atari, it was the only game that didn't have a label on it, so I popped it in, and it's Frogger. So I found one with an intact label, so I swapped it out in my collection. I still have it. It's in a bin of spare games. Chopper Command by Activision. I'm not gonna lie, I love Activision's cartridge designs here. Nice little ridges here that you can grab onto. There's Activision embossed on the back. Ironically, this is the next one. Freeway by Activision. Really consistent labeling for the most part. These are both, and this one actually says designed by David Crane and designed by Bob Whitehead. So yeah, these are actually really neat games. Can't wait to play them actually. I haven't tested these games to make sure they work yet. So at some point. These next 3 games I got, she also had them there in the same case. I asked her how much they were, and she said they're only $1 each because the console wasn't there. And I will admit right now, these break a small rule of mine when I'm collecting video game consoles and games. And that is, do not buy games for a console you don't have. I do not have an Atari 5200, but I have 3 games. I have Super Breakout, Moon Patrol, and Defender. But yeah, I don't have an Atari 5200 yet. I've been trying to track one down for a little over a year. It's just they are pricey on eBay, and people ask a lot of money for them. Even ones that are just labeled for parts or untested, they go for quite a bit on eBay, which kind of sucks. So I might have to just save up some money and splurge and get one. To get this out of the way real quick, I found one of the first early revisions of the PS1 controller. Sorry, I have a little tuft of hair right here that just kind of every once in a while. But yeah, I've been looking for one of these original versions of the PS1 controller because we got our PlayStation in I want to say it was 97, 98. I want to say it was like 99 actually. I still have my original PlayStation. It's on my game shelf. It's actually got a date on the bottom, so I might have to look to see what it is, but it came with the analog joystick ones. And these are kind of technically inferior to it. They're a little bit smaller, but at the same time, they do work phenomenally well. And it's nice to have different versions of controllers for a console. Like I have a couple different Genesis controllers. I have a couple different PS2 and Xbox controllers. A couple different Wii controllers and stuff. So it's nice to have like an official third-party original early revision one. Unrelated to games and all that stuff, but I found a 8mm sealed camcorder cartridge. I don't have a camcorder for this, but it's really neat to come across like outdated and antiquated recording media. Like it's neat to come across like a blank 8-track or a blank cassette of any kind. So it's like this one's sealed, so it's just kind of neat. I have no use for it, but impractical things to have in a collection of any kind. But at the same time, don't come across them very much. And it was only like 50 cents at Goodwill. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. Panzer General for the PS1. Now, the only reason why I have this, I've never played it. I've heard it's a really good game. It's kind of like a real-time strategy-esque game. But this is actually a very early PS1 game. It's not a launch title, unfortunately, but it is one of the earlier games from 1995. It's a long box game. It's the only long box PS1 game I have, and it's intact. It has the manual, the game, the insert. It's all complete. So yeah, I've been actually looking for any type of long box PS1 game for the shelf. It's one of those stigmas, you know, cliches of game collectors, is that if you collect PS1 games, there's always at least one long box game. Star Wars Empire at War. This was a game I wanted back in high school, and I just never I just never bought it. Mainly because at the time, I don't think my computer could have handled it. Yeah, no, the computer we had at the time would not have ran this. This requires a 1 gigahertz Pentium or Athlon with Windows 2000 XP or Vista. We were still kind of using the gateway we got in like 2001. My mom did have a laptop, like one of those big desktop replacement laptops that she got, but it was not for family use. It was for business use. She was doing a home business thing, and we could use it for homework and stuff when the desktop quit working, but which was a lot actually. So yeah, this was one of those games I wanted to get because it was Star Wars. I couldn't get it at the time, so now I can play it. I mean, I don't run on my XP gaming computer, but I kind of wonder what would happen if I built a 1 gigahertz Pentium 3 or AMD Athlon. I do have those parts. 32 megabyte 3D graphics with hardware transformed and lighting capability required. How much memory is on the GeForce 256? And yes, I have one. Mario Party. So, for clarification, I already had the game Mario Party. In fact, it's actually in here. I put it in here because I'm a dork. This is actually from my brother-in-law. He is slowly replacing all of his N64 games with those universal cases. They look really nice. But I already had a copy of Mario Party that's all tattooed up from Blockbuster, and that stuff's staying on there. Not only do I not want to damage the label, but it's a nice little piece of retro history, you know, Blockbuster rental game. But yeah, he gave me the box and all the inserts and stuff for it because he had just recased his copy of Mario Party, and I was helping him move some stuff, so he said, here's the box. So I said, why thank you, good sir. It's my second in-box N64 game. It's kind of pointless for me to put it back in the box, but it kind of looks neat on my shelf. Angry Birds Trilogy for PS3. This is stupid. A free mobile game that you had to pay money to own the console version. A physical copy. That should have been just a digital download only. But I am glad it's physical because physical is superior than digital in nearly every aspect. I will say that right now. I will expect arguments in the comment section, but that's my opinion. I just got it because I kind of like Angry Birds. It's stupid, mind-numbing, wasting time, but at the same time, it's a game I can add to my PS3 shelf, and it's actually fun. I do enjoy Angry Birds. Advent Rising for the original Xbox. This was something I remember seeing, like there was a couple like commercials for, and like E3 conventions or whatever conventions were going on back during the early 2000s. This was one of those things where you had to there was like a contest or something. Yeah, download and find the hidden Rising icons to win $1 million or hundreds of other cool prizes. Sponsored by GameWorks, Gamester, Soviet Adrenaline Rush, and Brady Games. Take your game further. Yeah, I remember seeing this, and when I saw it, it was just like a couple bucks. So it's like, you know what? It's not complete, but it's a game I kind of wanted to try. So I mean, plus the contest is long gone. So Tom Clancy's Black Arrow. I did not have this, I don't think. Not for Xbox, do I? Sorry, I'm looking at my games right over there. Nope. I do not have this one on my shelf, so cool. Yeah, the thing is, I used to keep a list of all the games I had, but that got overwhelming pretty quick because my handwriting sucks and I couldn't read it, so I am always afraid of buying duplicates. BioShock for PS3. I have this for Xbox 360. I have it on PC. I can't play it on PC because this is during that stupid Windows Vista 7 era where everything had to be online activation only, which means the copy I have, which is a used copy, cannot be activated anymore. Yes, I know I could buy it on Steam. Yes, I know I could probably buy it on GOG. I think that's stupid that I can't play an original copy physically anyway. But yeah, even though I have for the Xbox 360, it would be kind of neat to compare them PS3 version, like in terms of graphics, because this one supports 480, 720, and 1080i. Hard drive required space, 5 gig. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. I actually already had this copy. It's right there, and my copy's actually in better shape. Whoops, I goofed. My manual's in better shape, my disc is in better shape, the case is in better shape. Mystery Case Files, Escape from Ravenhurst. One of those point and click games is that there was so many of these during the late 90s and even into the mid 2000s. Like these were sold everywhere. Even Walmart still sells them. Requirements. Well, it says minimum system requirements for Sanheim. Oh, it's got 2 games in it. Okay. XP7 Vista, 1.8 gigahertz CPU, half gig of RAM, DirectX 9. Yeah, that's like, I think even my Optiplex that I replaced would run that. Shadow Wolf Mysteries, Curse of Full Moon, and Bane of the Family. Werewolf puns. Yeah, ooh, this is funny. This does not have any PC requirements. In fact, it actually doesn't even look like it's a legitimate game, but it's PC DVD. Because yeah, if you look at the back of this, that looks like something you'd see like during the Windows 95 era. Just generic, like, information. Amazing Hidden Object Games 3-pack, Paranormal Mysteries 2, and Paranormal Mysteries 3. Great, my OCD kicked in. I don't have one. I don't think. Actually, I don't know, I need to go through. I have a bunch of these chintzy point-and-click games towards the tail end of my collection shelf here. I need to play some of these someday for the channel. Maybe like in a live stream or something, just like a really relaxing type of thing. Ominous Paths 6-pack also includes Girls with Secrets, Explore the Dark Worlds. It's a collector's edition. It didn't even come in a box. That sucks. 8-7 Vista XP, CPU 1.6 gigahertz, DirectX 9 with 64 megabyte of video memory. 0.6 gigahertz. What system's going to be running Windows 8 and have 1.6 gigahertz? Okay, I guess somebody could technically run Windows 8 on like a LG say 775 Pentium, I suppose. Prince of Egypt 2, Tears of the Pharaoh puzzle game. Windows 98 Millennium 2000 with a Windows Pentium 2 CPU. That's generic. Luxor 1. I have Luxor 2. My mom used to play this all the frickin' time on her laptop and on that gateway that actually, when it did run. I don't know what the system requirements are, but it cannot be much because it is a CD-ROM based game. And it's also Mac capable. I have Macs. They're just in the other room. I haven't restored them yet. Neptune's Secrets. Another puzzle game running on Windows 98 or better, 500 megahertz or faster, 64 megabyte of RAM or better, 32 megabyte video card or better, DirectX 8 or newer. So in other words, it'll run on, yes, Lego Star Wars, the video game. Yeah, this was something that I had to get at Goodwill because it was Star Wars. It's Lego, and it's an old PC game. How old is this game? Okay, the only reason why I asked that, system requirements, IBM PC or compatible. This came out in like 2005. Why were we still putting IBM PC compatible in the requirements section? Windows 2000 XP with admin rights, 95, 98, ME, and NT are not supported. Fascinating. Pentium 3 1 gigahertz or Athlon, okay. DirectX 9, GeForce 3, Ti 4 Ti FX 6 7 series cards. Sweet. Wii Sports, Madden 12. Okay, hear me out. I don't have Madden games in my collection. I don't really have much. I have a couple sports games, not really much for owning Madden. But I kind of figure I might as well have a couple Madden games. That way it's like, I can at least say I have Madden and I played a Madden game. Because when you played one Madden game, you've played them all. It doesn't matter. Actually, I'm not gonna get that argument right now. PS2 Rock Band. I have the guitars somewhere and the drums. But yeah, this one, oof, man. Blue Oyster Cult, Bon Jovi, Boston, David Bowie, Deep Purple, The Foo Fighters, Kiss, Metallica, Nirvana, REM, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Stone Temple Pilots, The Who. I mean, come on. This is like an entire weekend's worth of fun. I'm not kidding by that. I love Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Only problem is I can't play this on a video because of every one of the songs on here is going to be copyrighted. The Rock Band Track Pack Volume 2. This one's got a lot of other stuff on it too. Smashing Pumpkins, Judas Priest, Papa Roach, Fall Out Boy, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Disturbed, Devo, Weezer. Oh, absolutely. Again, I can't play this on a video, so this is going to just be something I play in my off time. Wii UFC Trainer. What? I want to get jacked and ripped and be a pro MMA fighter, and you know, this will be a cheap way to train me, right? Or I bought this because it's a case that's in really good shape, and I have a couple Wii games that need recased. Not only do I collect video games, I also collect old retro movies. At least movies that interest me and that I know I've seen and I know that I like. We have Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the collector's edition. The only reason why I've started actually getting VHS tapes from Goodwill lately is because I have a working VCR now. You would not believe how many VCRs I've gone through trying to find one that actually works. I have one that did like a static band every 15 seconds. I had one that I had to take apart to get the tape out. I had one that none of the front panel buttons worked anymore and required a remote, and unfortunately, I could not get any universal remote to program to it. Moulin Rouge. This is a fun movie. Like, I love this. You basically got Nicole Kidman and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, and John Leguizamo. But yeah, PG-13 for sexual content. That's one way to put it. Actually, no, this is actually a really good movie. It's really kind of out there in terms of some of the cinematography stuff it does, but actually it's a really good film. Tomb Raider, video game movie, and it's VHS, so it's, you know, hitting, you know, flipping some switches here. Plus it's Angelina Jolie. Plus this was actually a pretty good movie. I'm also the same person that enjoyed the original Super Mario Brothers movie and Mortal Kombat movie and Street Fighter. They're my guilty pleasure movies. Digimon, the movie, the new Digitude. I got this because of a major typo on the back. The creators of Dragon Ball Z and Cellular Moon. And also because I used to watch Digimon when I was a kid. I was in the wrong group because everyone was like Pokemon this, Pokemon that. I was Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I still had Pokemon cards and that kind of stuff, so I could seem cool with the cool kids. Talking about their Charizards and their Pikachus. By the way, I'm, you know, /S here for sarcasm. And plus, it's the bigger VHS case, which I don't see very often. Normally, they're in the paper ones. But I did have this movie back in the day. It was in the paper one, but the paper got long destroyed. The Warner Brothers classic, The Wizard of Oz. I mean, I had to get this. This is such an iconically classic movie. Plus, it's on VHS, so it'll look correct when playing on a CRT and a VHS player. So, yes, I know DVD. The DVD is better, and the Blu-ray is, you know, polished up and that kind of stuff. Yes, they look better and they look gorgeous nowadays, but sometimes you just get the little nostalgic itch to watch them with film grain and some video problem. Total Recall, the classic. Don't get me wrong, the new one was good. This was a great movie. Tombstone. I am actually a sucker for this movie because it is amazing. Unironically, I love Westerns. Like, I really do. I wish I could say I'm kidding, but I actually do like Western films. They're just like a kind of movie that's basically instantly died off. And most of the movies that do come out that have a Western theme are either so far out there or so over the top or just so historically inaccurate, it's not even funny. I had to. Another cult classic, iconic movie of the 80s, or is this 90s? But anyway, yes, this is another classic movie from that time frame. Another Stallone movie, Judge Dredd. I love this one. Again, the newer one with Carl Urban, good movie, really good movie. But this one though is just a special place in my heart for how iconic it is. And also, look for the video game from Acclaim. There was a Judge Dredd video game? Must have been a good one because the nerd hasn't played it yet. I don't think. Lake Placid. I loved this movie as a kid. I know I shouldn't say that because this was a horror movie and kids shouldn't like horror movies, but hey, late 90s goodness, just, you know, it was just one of those monster movies that just wasn't fully a monster movie, but it also was at the same time. And now for the heavy hitter, Batman Collection on VHS. Only thing that's missing out here is there's supposed to be like a little comic book thing, but it's not in here, but it has the original Batman, Batman Returns, and Batman Forever. I saw this and it's like, you know what? I've been looking for all the Batman films on VHS. Because again, it's something I grew up watching was VHS tapes. So there's a certain visual I see these movies with. Now obviously that's not everything. Tetris themed G Fuel. The irony here, I hate energy drinks. I really do. It's nothing against G Fuel. And also, not sponsored. But yeah, I just don't like energy drinks. I used to drink them quite a bit in high school and college. But I've basically all but quit drinking energy drinks. But yeah, G Fuel Tetris. This was when I went to on my Kansas trip. We stopped at a gas station of some kind. I don't even remember the company. I already have the Crash and Sonic ones. But I saw this on the top shelf next to them, and I'm like, it was next to the PewDiePie one. And I'm like, you know what? That's retro enough. It'll go on my shelf. No, I did not get the Happy Meal. It was my kid's. This was his. He got the toy. I just thought the box was cool. Because it's Mario. Like, I've actually been really excited for this movie since I kind of heard they announced it. I got a little worried about the voice cast, but I have no worries about it now. It apparently is a really good movie. And yeah, it's Mario. It goes on the shelf. It fits in the retro game room. It's awesome. All right, so let's go take a look at a few other things that I've found so far. That's not in this room and that I don't want to go drag in here. Okay, excuse the mess. My computer storage is not the greatest right now. But you know about the IBM IBM's here, and even the AT that I restored. It's in the computer room. I found a compact portable one. I had a gentleman contact me on it, said that he had one, and that he was letting it go for pretty good price. Like I'm sure I'd make some people mad if I said how much or how little I paid for this. It needs work, obviously. He said the keyboard doesn't work. There's a neat story as to why he knows that. This actually does work. It powers on and functions perfectly, except for the keyboard. I actually got this about the same day I uploaded the Osborne video. And then about a month ago, as I'm recording this, I found a compact portable 2. In fact, I found 2 portable 2s. Same place, same time. This one looks like it fell out of the back of a truck, and this one's actually in really good shape. The problem is, this one does not work. I know that because, you see it, a lot of rust on those cards. I opened this one up, I took the keyboard off, I opened the keyboard to check it out. The internal battery exploded, and all the internals of this one are just destroyed. This one though, the outer casing is completely destroyed, and even the outer case is actually, as you can see it, the screws are missing. They actually had this thing open and they pulled some parts out of it, wherever I got it from. The battery's intact, because I saw the battery. It's intact, it's in one piece. So these are gonna get an emergency restoration at some point. And again, I apologize for the mess here, but I have these out because I'm going to be doing a video on all of these here at some point. So I came across this one a long time ago. You've probably seen this in another video. And you probably saw the white one in that same video. It was the Bushel Apples video I talked about, where I talked about my Macs that I've gotten and that kind of stuff, and also this G4 tower. But I came across these two actually pretty recently. They're both different. One's a 400 and one's a 500 megahertz. One's ruby, one's graphite. They're actually really clean. And there's really not a lot wrong with them. They just need new batteries, the new CMOS batteries, and fresh installs. I don't know if anything else works. I don't know what operating system's on them. I don't even know if they work. In fact, I don't even know if this one fully works. I know I powered it on, it did the chime, and then I unplugged it. This one powered up enough to see that this drive does not work, but it has OS X on it. I also came across this other PowerMatic G4. Now this one actually does have the latch. It came with nothing else. It's an older model. It's a 400 megahertz, I think. I want to crack into this at some point, but I'll do that later when I powered it on. So yeah, these are all separate videos, or it's going to be a separate video. Okay, so that's everything I've found so far during this retro hunting season. Obviously that's all been stuff since my previous thrifting video, which I don't even remember when I uploaded that. It's been quite a few months. So yeah, I've actually been on the lookout for some neat stuff, and I found some neat stuff, so bonus. So the reason why I don't have much footage, I mentioned in the previous thrifting video where I found that ad-lib gold, that I had a gentleman at the Goodwill I normally frequent basically approached me as I was recording, telling me I can't do that. It's against policy. And I've actually been told in the comment section of that video that people really weren't aware of that being a policy, like, at all. So I don't know if it was just like, you know, he had a problem with it or something. I don't know. So I would just randomly not take my phone with me, my camera with me, my phone, when I went to Goodwill. Now, obviously I didn't find a lot of stuff on a lot of trips. I mean, this is all the accumulation of several months worth of, you know, trips. I haven't seen him since. So I don't know if he was a temporary employee, or maybe he wasn't even an employee. Maybe he was just a guy that just wanted to just get me panicked that I'm breaking some rule. I don't know. Because I even asked somebody at Goodwill, and they said, no, that's not a policy. Like, I even asked the gal at the checkout when I was buying some of the stuff at one point. I said, hey, is it kind of wrong, like, against policy if I was to like have a camera in my pocket and record me finding neat stuff? And she's like, that's a policy? So I think it might have just been somebody trying to mess with me. But the other thing with that is, like, a lot of times it's more of a spur of the moment where I go to thrift stores and stuff where I don't really plan on it. It's just oh, I'm over here and I've got like 5 spare minutes. I'll just do a quick walkthrough, so I don't even bring my camera with me. So I need to make room on my game shelf now to put all this stuff away. So yeah, thank you all for watching the video. I hope you liked it. Comment down below if you want to see these games being used or played or tested, because I'm going to be doing a VIC-20 video where I'm going to be testing all of my VIC-20 games here pretty soon. Now that I have my little game area set up over here where I can just plug it in and play it. Need to make some room on my shelf now for all these games. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. Every subscriber helps the channel grow, because I did recently hit my milestone with a 486 video, which I did find the shelf for that, so I'm going to be doing something about that. I'm currently working on the upgrade video for the IBM PC AT. I'm going to start the restoration on the PC XT, which won the on the original PC, the 5150, which did win the second poll. So that one's going to be restored next, which is going to be really fun, because that one might be even more of a pain in the butt. Let me know your thoughts on anything down in the comment section. Hit the notification bell to notify when I upload more content, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.